Shalom, all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash, double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, peace and salutations to the hopeful elect that are scattered abroad. This is Brother Malak Gasharala 144 Judah, coming back at you, brothers and sisters, with another lesson entitled, You Cannot Be Lazy in This Truth. Okay, and this is something that most of us brothers struggle with, and we have to pick ourselves back up when these things happen. When you get lazy, when you feel like the spirit isn't on you, all right, when you feel these things, you got to push through those things, all right? You can't let those wicked temptations tempt you above what you are able, all right? You can't allow those things to distract you, because at that point, you're letting them distract you, and you're already losing that fight. You're not fighting the good fight at that moment, at that point, okay? You know, and you can't slack. Or you got to do the best that you can. Like I said, I'm not just speaking to you, brothers. I'm speaking to myself. Or you sisters, I'm speaking to myself also. Because anybody can get lazy in this truth. Anybody can fall out. Anybody can lose sight of what is important at any moment in time. Okay? So we have to be diligent. We have to continue to hold our ground. Make sure that we don't allow anyone to take our crown. Okay? Make sure that you are standing your ground. Make sure that you keep hold and keep sight and don't lose that sight of what is important. Okay? Because what is important? Making sure that our calling of election is sure. Making sure that we can do that, that we have what it takes, that we can do just as well as anybody else in the truth if we study enough. Okay? We could do just as well. Okay? We don't know how much potential we have. We don't know what the Lord has in store for us. We don't know what the plans from the Lord of us are. If that makes sense. What the Lord has planned for us. Okay? So we can start off with the scripture, which is Proverbs 6:6, and here it is. Go to the ant, thou sluggard, consider her ways and be wise. Okay? And think about an ant. All right? An ant is always at work. An ant is always at work. Okay? You never see an ant just sitting there. Sleeping, resting. You know, when you knock the ant pile over, when you end up knocking this ant pile over, you step on it, the ant's just like, oh, there goes my ant pile. Guess I'm gonna have to put it back together. No, you see him scrambling, trying to get all the pieces back together and put them on the ant pile. That's why every time, as soon as you step on it, you see the little ants moving and maneuvering around the ant pile, because they're trying to pick the pieces back up together and get back to work. Okay? Now with slugs, they're lazy. Okay, they're not determined to really do anything. They're slow. The whole point of the matter is being lazy. You can't be lazy. Not at all. We should not be lazy. If we are lazy, then we have to check our spirits. Like I said, I'm not just speaking to anybody else. I'm speaking to myself. I'm speaking to myself also. Because I can't teach somebody to do this. To not be lazy if I'm doing the same thing. Okay? There have been multiple times where I feel like the spirit was not on me. And the main problem I had was, thinking I could just do it tomorrow. Because tomorrow ends up being the next day, and then tomorrow ends up being the day after that. And tomorrow ends up being a week from now, and tomorrow ends up being a month and a few other months, and then you fall off. Not saying I fell off, but we cannot lose sight of what is important. As men of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, we gotta be like those ants, determined to do something, rather than slugs. Slugs are slow. Like I said, slugs and snails are one of the slowest living creatures on earth. All right? Slowest. Ants are the smallest. But the thing about ants is they are determined. Yeah, ants are small. All right. If you think about it, we are just like ants. We should be just like ants. For one, we're not big in the world. All right. When you think of America, you think of Esau, the government. Okay. When you think of the government, let's be honest. You can go and ask any of these American so-called white people. When you think of the government, do you think of any so-called black people or any so-called Mexican when you think of the government? Not at all. Not at all. Okay? Barack Obama's not a Jake. Alright, I believe he is a Hamite. If I'm not mistaken, I think his lineage goes to Ham. Okay? Kamala Harris is not for the people. So what this world considers the people is our people. She hates so-called blacks. Okay? None of these so-called black representatives or black governors or any of these people, politicals, none of them have helped us. Yeah, have these laws here and there, and nothing is ever gonna go our way. I forgot about the I remember that dude that killed George Floyd, that cop. They said that he was supposed to do a certain amount of time in prison. People posted it on the story, how, we got the victory, we this, we that. And then a few days later, or a day later, or a week later, well, got his time cut short. That's how wicked and crazy this place is. Everything is going to go their way rather than our way. Because this is the land of our captivity. Nothing's going to go our way. We don't even expect anything to go our way. We don't. I'm not saying everything works bad for us, because if everything worked bad for us, we would all be in a low state. We would all, be homeless. Because not everything works bad for us, but this is the land of our captivity. All right? And some of us can barely get a job. But this is not the point. I was not trying to, go that far into it. But the whole thing is be determined. Be like those ants. Don't try to invest in this world, okay? Because this world is not going to change. Not until Yahweh Shem Yahushai comes back. All right? Next we'll go to Proverbs 10:4. Here it is, Proverbs 10:4, and it reads, He becometh poor that dealeth with the slack hand, but the hand of the diligent maketh rich. So, those that are slack when they use their hands, all right? What does slack mean? Let's get that. I already know what slack means. It goes into not giving it your all, being real laid back, trying to, be lazy. It reads laxness, slackness, slackening, deceit, treachery. Not very much giving, but the whole point of being slack is not giving it your all. Being real relaxed. Being relaxed, trying to sleep in the middle of war. Okay, in the middle of disaster. This place is about to be brought down, and you can't be resting. Cannot be resting. All right? You got to have your eyes and ears up, paying attention. Okay? Got to be paying attention. That's what has to be happening. Paying attention. So, so it reads on. He becomes poor. So if you're not giving this truth your all, you're gonna be poor in the spirit, and probably even in this world. Okay. Because the Lord's going to provide for you if you're doing what you're supposed to. He's going to give you the things that you need. And He may give you a little bit of extra cash or a new car, That's something that can happen. I've seen it, where, you can get a new car if the Lord allows you to. But we're really striving for those riches in the kingdom rather than temporary ones in the world. Because all this money, all these billions and trillions and millions of dollars that they have here on this earth will be burned alongside with 2/3 the Edomites, all of these other wicked nations. So we want to be rich in spirit, but the hand of the diligent maketh rich. All right. Now, I was not saying, work for that bag, all right, as the world would say. Getting that bag. So a lot of kids that say that, all right, they get a few 20s and 5s and 10s and 1s and don't know how to act. Flexing it on a Snap, on the IG, It's so many people that have been doing that have got robbed. Are you posting that on your story? You don't know who's seeing it. Well, you can see it on your story. Who who can see, but you don't know what they're planning. You posting you with all that money. You don't know what type of connections they got. All they need is your name. They don't even need your name. They just need your address. Okay? And they can call up anybody, and be like, hey, he got a decent amount of money, and go get that for me. You don't know how it works. Okay? Don't worry about trying to get rich in this world. Okay? Not everything works out for, that NBA YoungBoy guy. Not to get off subject, but he dropped out of school and, he got lucky. All right? He ended up getting famous. But that's not what we have to be worried about. And you can't tell these people nothing. All they worried about is having fun, especially at my age. Okay? Especially at my age. So, the whole point is be diligent in this truth. Don't worry about the world. Okay? Do not worry about the world. The world has nothing to offer but destruction. Okay? So next we go to Proverbs 12:24. And it reads, the hand of the diligent shall bear rule, but the slothful shall be under tribute. Let's get that word tribute. That word tribute say. Under tribute. Gang or body of forced laborers, task workers, labor band or gang forced service, task work, serfdom, tributary, tribute, levy, taskmasters, discomfit, labor band, labor gang, slave gang, gang overseers, forced service. So the whole point is being forced. All right? They're going to feel forced. The hand of the diligent shall bear rule. Okay? They're going to bear rule in what? The kingdom. They're even bearing rule right now as we speak. They're bearing rule as we speak. How? Because, all right, think about it. We're getting under Esau's skin. Okay? We're getting him so mad to the point where he wants to kill us. Esau wants to kill us. He wants to kill us so bad. We're that much of a threat to him. So we're ruling over Esau. Okay? We're doing that on this side, and we're going to do it on the other side. Even better. That 1,000 years of slavery, and then they're going to go extinct. But the slothful shall be under tribute. So they're going to feel, because it's not sincere for the slothful. It's not sincere. So they're going to feel like they're pressured to do it. They're going to feel like they're forced. All right? They're going to feel very forced because they don't want to do it. They feel like they got to. Like it's a chore. All right? And like I said, you just have to be diligent. Not just speaking to y'all brothers or y'all sisters. Or even any children. But you have to be diligent. I'm speaking to myself also. Okay, I'm speaking to myself. Because I can be consistent. There have been times where I was inconsistent. And multiple demons jumped on me. To where I did not want to do the work. But you got to pick yourself back up and get back up and do the work. When times get hard, push. This truth, nobody said this truth will ever be easy. If it was easy, so many more people will be making it out of here. Not, maybe nobody will be out of this truth. Maybe. If it was so easy, nobody would have dropped out. Unless it was of the Lord's will. But if it wasn't up to the Lord, that's a big if. If it wasn't up to the Lord, and it would be so easy, as far as, our judgments and if we follow the truth or not. That's the if the Lord wasn't, in control. It would be so many more of us. But by the Lord choosing who He chooses, that's why it's so hard. Okay? And by us being in the land of our captivity, all right, we get distracted easily. Okay? And we can be under the spirit of not wanting to do the work. All right? We can be under that spirit. So we can end it off with Proverbs 18 and Proverbs 18 and 9. There it is, and it reads, "He also that is slothful in his work is brother to him that is a great waster." All right. So if you are slothful, those that are wasting this truth, those are your brothers. Don't come over here, oh brother, to the elders and the apostles or to the bishops. Don't come, brothering them, because they're not your brothers. No, you're not our brothers. If you wasting the truth, if you taking it for granted, you are not our brothers, and that's a fearful thing. That's not just a fearful thing when it comes to the elders. That's a fearful thing when it comes to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Yahushai. Because Yahushai is our brother. Yahweh is our father. So by us hearing that from our brother, that you're not my brother, I don't know you, depart from me, I have not known you, that's embarrassing. That's gonna hurt for those that are not of the elect, for those that don't know this truth. Okay? So with that, I would like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honor to our elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Israel, stay diligent and stay in this truth. Shalom.